would you describe the dating landscape today?
Absolutely horrible.
Really?
Horrible.
Everyone
It's
says that, you
shambolic.
know. Everyone says
It's
that.
the
I don't think I've
worst.
had a single guest be like, you know what, it's actually okay.
But it's changed a lot since COVID.
How
100%.
so?
I just think apps have become such a big thing right now, and it's like the only way you can actually get a date with anyone. And I love just meeting guys organically, like when I'm out and about with friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that used to happen a lot before COVID, but now I just feel like everyone's just on the apps, and because on the apps you have so much choice, I just feel like guys just don't want to settle, especially in London. Like,
it's so interesting because men and women both experience the same thing, just with with each other. So most men would say what you just said. Most men would say, yeah, women just don't want to settle.
Really?
Yeah, because most guys really struggle.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
That's surprising. What?
So let me ask you this. I always ask this. Out of 50 random guys, right, old, young, fat, slim, all colors, creeds, and backgrounds, who maybe would approach you, maybe you see on a dating app.
Yeah.
How many out of that 50 do you look at and you go, I like the look and vibe of you enough that I'd go on a date with you?
Like a handful, maybe 4, 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah. Most women are like that.
Yeah.
Out of 50 random guys who maybe would take an interest in them, they would give roughly 4 or 5. It's like 10% a chance.
Yeah.
But the caveat is that the same 4 or 5 guys you would give a chance are the same 5 guys she would give a chance, she would give a chance, she would give a chance. So you end up having a very small percentage of men who gets all of the opportunity with women.
Yeah.
And most guys get hardly anything.
Yeah.
Right? Those guys are like, wow, all these women, they don't want to settle. Because 70-80% of women are all pining for these top guys, right? These top 10, 15, 20% guys, right? And most of the guys are just like, I can't even get a look in. But then equally, for a lot of women's experience, there's some very attractive, very desirable guys. But now it's like those guys, it seems like they don't want to settle because they have like an abundance of choice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because the thing is, like, for example, you know, a lot of girls say like, oh, like he has to be like 6 foot and above. Does that matter to you?
I want them to be taller than me.
How tall are you?
I think I'm like 5'2", so it's not that hard.
It's like 90% of men.
Yeah.
So if a guy was 5'6", you'd be fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not obsessed with the 6 foot thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some girls are.
Yeah.
We hear it a lot. Do you know how many guys are actually 6 foot and above?
Not that many, right? Like,
it's about 18% of men. That's not even taking into account whether he's single, whether he's age appropriate, whether he's straight,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whether he's in a good position in life. That's just on height. So if a girl, let's say take a dating app, if a girl puts in her standard like, oh no, I must be 6 foot and above, 80% of men gone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So most guys really struggle.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of guys have more and more guys, and I guess I'd wonder from the female perspective, you tell me, it's not large at the moment, but there's a growing pool of guys who are just kind of checking out of dating because they're like, there's no hope for me. Like 30% of men haven't had sex in the past year or are virgins under the age of 30.
So I feel like that's the same for women though. Like a lot of my friends are like, I actually can't be bothered anymore with dating because like the apps just aren't working and it's the only way to meet people. So what's the point?
Well, here's what I would say though. Do girls ever approach?
So this was another thing that I was going to talk about. See, I don't think, like generally they don't, but for me, I feel like if I'm at a bar or whatever and there's a guy that I'm like, oh, he looks like my type, he looks good, I will like go up to them and compliment them because I feel like guys never get complimented.
Never.
And every time I've done it, guys are like shocked. They're like, oh wow, thank you.
Yeah. And
it's something that I always do, but you then stick in their mind. So I'll compliment them and they'll be like, have a good evening, walk off back to my friends. And later in the evening, they've come back and approached me and then,
100%.
Yeah.
So it's actually not that hard. As a woman, it is so easy to meet guys in real life. But you just have to have that courage just to just make that approach.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of guys like, I don't make approach because what if he doesn't like me? I don't get rejected.
But
that's what you ask from guys all the time.
But also with the compliment thing, they like if you aren't their type, they'll thank you, and then you just go off on your own. Yeah.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
I think if more women did that, they wouldn't even need the apps.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Have you ever like gone on a date from that?
I think I have once. Yeah.
What gives you the confidence to do that? Because a lot of girls would be like, how does she do that? Like,
because I think it's just there is no direct rejection from it. Like, I think a guy's gonna say thank you if you compliment them, no matter whether you're their type or not.
Yes.
And because I literally go up to them, compliment them, and say have a good evening and walk away. Yeah. There's no like embarrassment for me.
Yeah. There's no direct rejection.
Either way, it's
Yeah. And
I'm like, I've complimented them. I've done a nice thing today.
That is so true. And the thing is, do you know what's funny? Even if, to be fair, I guess if another guy saw you compliment another guy, he'd be like, okay, she's into him, not into me, right? But even when other guys seeing that, be like, oh, she just seems like a really lovely girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Have you always been like that? Or was that only something you've kind of developed to do recently?
It's developed, definitely, yeah. Really? When I was younger, I would never be able to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's just something that's developed as my confidence has grown. Yeah.
What's helped your confidence grow in able to do that?
I would say just like dating and like just being more social and sort of, just pushing myself more.
Yeah, 100%. Have you, speaking of paying for the bill, have you ever paid for the guy?
So I've done rounds. So like if we're having drinks, I'll happily like buy a round, and stuff like we'll just do one round each and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I've never full on paid.
No, you've never like paid for the dinner and stuff?
Yeah, no.
Would you?
If it was like their birthday, like if we were dating and it was like a special occasion, then yeah. But if it's at early stages, I don't think I would. I'd split the bill.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd outright pay.
I get it.
Because also, wouldn't that like kind of emasculate him a little bit?
Nope.
No?
I once dated a woman significantly older than me. She was very wealthy. She paid for everything. And I was like, wow, this is what it's like to be the girl. No wonder they love it. I was like, this is great. Yeah. I was like, no wonder. They're like, yeah, I want to be strong and independent. But when it comes to a man now, he can still pay for me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's really nice to be treated. Like, as in where being treated is the normal dynamic of the relationship, where you're the one being treated going out and stuff. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I never had that before. I mean, she was like 18 years older than me. She was very wealthy. Do you know what I mean? So I guess it was like maybe like a sugar mama vibe. But yeah, no. And I think especially our generation, because guys, and this is why I think a lot of guys sometimes struggle to understand why women want them to like pay for them, because we've been told that we're equal.
Yeah.
We've been told don't treat her any differently than a man.
Yeah.
Right. We've been told like treat her with the same level of respect, but the respect in terms of you're fully capable.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to you don't need me to take care of you. So when a lot of guys, especially nowadays, they start dating women, especially when they get older. I think when you're a student and young, like it's different, right? Because everybody, you're just living on beans and toast anyway, right? No one's got any money. But especially as you kind of step into the adulthood, the adulting world, I think many guys, it's a very big transition where they're like, but why should I have to pay for you just because you're a woman? Isn't that sexist?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I guess, back in the day, well, it doesn't sound nice, but it's like, sometimes it makes them think, oh, is this just like a transaction? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because the second you say as a woman that you have to pay for my time, you're saying that this relationship isn't of equal value for both of you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get it's different.
Yeah.
I get it's different. Would you say most women feel like, even if they're doing well for themselves, they still definitely want guys to like be that provider role in their life?
I would say the majority, yeah. I would, yeah. Yeah.
Even if they're like strong, independent and they're killing it?
I'd say if they were that, then probably not. They'd probably be fine with paying. I don't know. Yeah.
What would it take, just out of curiosity, what would it take for a woman to want to provide for a man?
I don't know.
So like for him to be like a stay-at-home husband?
Probably for them to earn enough to cover like both of their sort of living costs. Like
so if
earning a high, really high earner.
So she's a really high earner.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, if a woman's a high earner, she's like, no, I want a guy to earn at least my level or more. So what was it about? I'm guessing, what would it have to be about the guy for her to be like, if he's not that, it's cool, I'll pay for him? Is it like if he's super attractive?
Question. Yeah, I get maybe, yeah.
If he's like super attractive, then maybe she'll do it.
Yeah.
Maybe he has to be like so much more attractive than maybe she is.
Yeah.
That's actually how it works for guys, you know.
Yeah.
Usually the girls are like more attractive than him. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, let me ask you something. How do you think, have you heard of the 4B movement because of Donald Trump being elected?
No.
So it's where a lot of, I guess this is like in the States, but we're seeing it online, where a lot of women are like in protest of Trump being elected. The 4B movement started, I think, in China, but they're saying they're not dating men, they're not having any relationships with men, they're not sleeping with men, no marriage to men, no birth with guys.
Interesting. Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
What, just because Trump was elected?
Yeah. It's like, it's a, I say rebellion or retaliation or...
It's a bit extreme, isn't it? Like...
Maybe.
Just because someone's been elected as president, all men are just shouldn't go near any men.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so interesting. Do you know, I saw it and I was just like, I was like, look, do what makes you happy. But I'm like, I don't know what you achieve by doing that.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.